A white nationalist, anti-Semitic Groyper showed up to a Ben Shapiro event and got absolutely wrecked. Check it out.
Well, first of all, Nick Fuentes is not a white nationalist. He's an America First conservative. He literally has a show every night called America First. You've called Pat Buchanan an anti-Semite and racist for 15 years when Pat Buchanan is a legend of conservatism. You need to stop smearing people who want to reduce immigration and criticize Israel as anti-Semitic and racist, and just accept that they disagree with you and they simply want to put America first.
Oh no, there are plenty of people who disagree with me and who are critical of Israel and are not anti-Semitic. There are plenty of people who disagree with me on all the aforementioned issues. I've mentioned some of their names, and that is perfectly fine. If you want to discuss Nick Fuentes specifically, I suggest, again, you go back and you look at his videos about why 6 million Jews, or what was it, 1 million Jews could not have been burned in the ovens at Auschwitz or Treblinka. I suggest that you go back and you look at videos of him, actual videos of him doing things like playing Grand Theft Auto, running over an Orthodox Jew, cackling maniacally, and then talking about how he had just killed Ben Shapiro. I refer you to a video last week in which Nick Fuentes pulls out a switchblade and starts randomly jabbing it in the air while talking about me. No, I don't think he's a mainstream conservative, and I think that it is a sin for people to conflate mainstream conservatism with that kind of garbage. Thanks. Now, I gave you a couple questions. There are other people in the line.
So,
well, wait, let me guess your political affiliation.
It might surprise you. So, Ben, first, I'd like to thank you for being here and having an open dialogue with everybody tonight. It's greatly appreciated. Free speech is under attack in this country. So, recently, when you spoke at Sanford, you smeared America First patriots like myself with all the same leftist insults Antifa uses, the same ones they're using outside to smear us walking in here today. So my question for you, Ben, is will you debate a true conservative like Nicholas J. Fuentes, or are you too scared to defend your anti-America First positions?
So, number one, if you didn't notice, I answered this question like 4 questions ago. Number 2, I will repeat the answer again. I see no purpose in debating somebody who has joked about my death. That is not something that I make a habit of. If you want me to debate somebody about immigration policy who is a limited immigration person, or have a discussion with that person, I'm happy to do so. By the way, I see a very strong argument in favor of limiting immigration, both legal and certainly illegal, to the United States. Okay, if you want me to talk about tariff policy and have a discussion with somebody about that, I'm happy to do that. If you want me to have a discussion about Israel or Israeli policy, I'm happy to do that. What I am not happy to do is have a debate with somebody who has joked about my death, called people who work for me Shabbos Goy race traders, praised the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. That I am not going to do. And by the way, you can get, I'm not going to stop anybody from asking questions, but if you keep asking the same question, you're going to keep getting the same answer. So,
wow, 2015 Ben Shapiro was an absolute savage. Now, why am I showing you this video? This is 10 years ago, seemingly doesn't apply, but I believe it actually is so relevant today because look at what's happening on Twitter. Look at the amount of streamers, people that have massive audiences, people like Hassan Abi, people like, Myron Gaines, people like Nick Fuentes, people like Candace Owens, Dan Bilzerian, the list goes on. Endless amounts of streamers and big influencers that have massive audiences are going ahead and spreading these unbelievable conspiracies. Every conspiracy in the book about Jewish people, specifically. They'll like Candace Owens, I think, for example, there was a study done, 70% of her videos discuss the Jews. So she pretends to be this person that's just, reporting on everything and doesn't focus on Jews and doesn't hate Jews and all this other stuff. If 70% of your episodes mention Jews at least once, maybe you have a problem with the Jewish people. That's just my humble opinion. Ian Carroll. I mean, the list is unbelievably long of people just like these that actually have a following, that actually have a massive amount of people following them. And I believe what it comes down to is the left pushed too far. The left called everybody an anti-Semite. The left called everybody this and that. And that pushed the right, the radical right, to be like, okay, you're going to call us that? Let's become that. Let's embrace that. And they became the monsters that the left painted them to be. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support us while we're demonetized on our main channel, Jewish Uncensored, you can go to buymeacoffee.com YouTube.com/Jewish Uncensored. We're trying to figure that out right now with YouTube and get remonetized. But in the meantime, all of our new videos, or 90% of them, will be on this channel. Thank you for watching and have a good one.